Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, with our version of Yeah, I Said It. Bringing back to the microphones, Ben and Jack. How you gentlemen doing today?
It could be better. Could be better.
Hold on, what did you say, Ben?
I said sick.
Sick?
Yeah, sick, constipated, upset, diarrhea, whatever you want to call it. I'm sick.
Bubble guts.
Bubble guts. Okay. Need I go into detail or have you go into detail on why you so sick?
We'll talk about it, I guess, throughout the call where I'm sick.
Okay. Well, the weekend that was saw the Panthers falling short, blowing a second-half lead to lose in overtime. Gentlemen, let's get your feedback on how things played out in your opinion.
So, Jack, how did it look from your vision of television?
From the television aspect, actually, I kind of like what I saw first half. The penalties were down, and then a number of penalties were down, but we just gave it away in the second half. We allowed them to get their running game going. And once they got the momentum, it just kind of went downhill. And anytime you go into overtime, it's a toss-up.
Okay. Well, I didn't see it.
From the stands, what did you see?
I didn't see it from that viewpoint. I know Mr. Prince always said, be respectful to the player. So this is as respectful as I can say it. I still saw a bunch of bonehead penalties that cost us. In the first half, first quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So I would definitely start there. I think we were kind of talking about if we could just get the 50-yard worth of penalties, and it seemed like in the first quarter we were already at 45, and I was like, oh, Lord. So penalties were definitely a problem. I feel like the powers that be, they still don't have a certain rotation as far as who should be in the game at certain periods of time. And so I know someone might say, well, what does that mean? They got somebody at running back that's my size trying to run through the tackle. When we have a bigger back, and I don't know why we're not using it. They have supposedly let everybody in the SWAC know a legitimate number one wide receiver, and you have him on the bench. So I'm feeling like, unless he was hurt, I felt like that movie Drumline, why is my best player on the bench? But that was just from my viewpoint, and I'll just kind of put a pause. And so, Prince, what you got to add?
Well, there could be a lot of varying factors on why your quote-unquote best player is on the sideline. Maybe there was a discipline issue. Maybe there was an unseen injury issue. A lot of factors that can go in with that. I was very disappointed with the outcome. First off, Southern, I thought Prairie View was bad. Southern's horrible.
Correct.
And if I'm saying that, if Southern's horrible, what does that put Prairie View? And Southern had 9 penalties in the first half. 9 penalties for 80 yards. Prairie View ends up with a total of 12 penalties for the game for 100-plus yards. You fold like a cheap yard chair when it counts the most. You know, to blow a two-score lead at home the way you did, it's rough, man. It's absolutely rough. To have this thing just collapse, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer or sound so pessimistic. This is it for Prairie View. They can't beat Grandma.
Well, I think it's past it. again, just piggybacking on something that you say, I know you always tell me, well, Benjamin, if you can see it, what you think the coaches are seeing? Jack, I felt like being respectful, because I know suppose we have people listening. I felt like the coaches were, man, I want to say cowardly, but I don't want to be too mean. But I thought they were coaching very scared. There were several opportunities where we should have been throwing the ball. Now, of course, our quarterback has been throwing interceptions, but there were definitely times when we should have thrown the ball. And, Jack, you got a dude that was, I'm just saying, he's 110 pounds and you running him up the middle for no yards whatsoever. So I'm like, are we just afraid to throw the ball? Are we just trying to run the clock or what? But you can't be coaching scary. And if you're going to coach scary, then respectfully, you can't coach scary. I'll just leave it at that. I don't think you can coach you can't coach no sport coaching scary.
Well, for a little background, the word on how to effectively handle Southern is to run at them. They played Jackson the week prior, and Jackson had their field of being able to run the ball. And it was pointed out that Prairie View should have a very successful day at running the ball, which didn't turn out. So that's why they stuck to the run as much as they could, because if there's a soft spot on Southern's defensive attack was their front line and their inability to stop the run. So
yeah, like I told you, though, if you're going to run the ball, you don't run Benjamin for a Jack. That I'm only a $109. You put the biggest kid that you have, that's like 210, 215, and let him run. But
that's not necessarily the case, though, being not in every situation.
Okay,
that's not necessarily the case. Just because you have a bigger back doesn't mean he's a harder running back or easy or tougher to bring down. Okay, you want your best athlete that's going to give you the most explosion, and for whatever reason why they didn't mix and match, or if you're going just on look and size theory, okay, it's not as simple as that at times. But I do understand what you're saying. But let's just chalk it down. Like I said, we're not going to dogpile on the kids. The kids didn't execute.
Yeah, but I'm a dogpile on not the kid, but the coach. If the young man was running against Northwestern and he was pounding the ball, now, again, unless he got the bubble gut, this is what Jack told me I had, for the Southern game, he was running hard enough to run the ball in the Northwestern game. The point I'm also seeing is it's okay to run the ball, but run the ball where you give the guy that's my size an opportunity to use his skill set. There are some guys that's my size that can actually manipulate through the tackle, but for the most part, guys like me, we're someone that can bounce it out to the left or to the right, do a screen or something. But when we have a bigger back that we've utilized and we've seen some production, as I told Jack, I was telling Prince out of the game, man, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning before I could go to sleep. I was so mad. I was almost like, and I hate to say it, but if I had a son on the team, I might have to call my son and say, hey, is this what you want to do? Because the guys were not put in the right position. And so I don't want to go too hard. I want to go harder, but I don't want to go too hard. But I think we have guys that could have gotten 1 or 2 yards, but you're putting a small guy in the backfield. And we definitely should have thrown the ball. Jack, Cam, if they don't watch out, Cam going to be like Bobby. He going to be out of he won't be playing the rest of the season. He up here trying to bulldoze over people. Mm-hmm. It's not the quarterback's responsibility to be trying to run over Prince, the middle linebacker. That's not the quarterback's responsibility. And so then again, it's the coaches that are putting these guys, they're supposed to be putting these guys in the right position. And so I'll give it to you before I go forward. But
Ben, to put some stats on what you're saying, so I guess the 2 backs that you're talking about is so you have McDowell, who's 6'2", 220. He had 8 carries for 21 yards. And then we have Scooter Adams, who's 5'9", 183. He had 7 carries for 17. So just to put stats on what you're saying, so that's 15 carries between those two, a big back and our smaller back.
Jack, they was so bad that, hey, Prince was grabbing you by your, you know how some of the running backs, for whatever reason, they have like a towel in the back of their, on their, thing. Prince was grabbing you by your towel and bringing you down. That's how easy it was. And I'm saying, if it's that easy, and I can see it, what is it that the the coach who's seeing it at ground level, he see it, and he ain't making no adjustments whatsoever? If we're going to run at Prince, Jack, we're going to make it to where at least we're going to try to make it hard on him. He's going to have to try to meet me at an angle. He might catch me, but we're going to see who's speed on, speed on speed. I'm not going to run at him. He grabbed me at my on my pants belt, and he just grabbed and I fall to the ground because he's just stronger than me. I mean, come on, man.
One other thing I noticed, I wonder if you guys noticed this as well, is we just left the middle of the field wide open. They kept going back and back to that little slant, and it was just wide open almost every time. And then I think when we tried to make adjustments, that's when they kept pounding the ball on us. So did y'all see it the same way?
Well, again, I would say, if you go back, I did tell you I thought Cam was going to do 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. We missed one. We didn't get one of the touchdowns, but we'll come back to that. He did stay with no interceptions, but there were some guys just dropping the ball. And so, again, when the quarterback is throwing the ball, you dropping the ball, or the quarterback is throwing the ball behind you or low, whatever the reason is, I don't think they have not got a good flow of quarterback to wide receiver. I don't think yet. I have not seen one game when I can honestly say that the quarterback and the wide receiver, they were on pace. Can I say that there were some plays? Yes. But can I say the whole game? No, not whatsoever. So I'm still trying to find a dang tight end. Where is the tight end? I mean, because
let me ask you this, Ben. Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
You're saying the coaching is subpar, which could be part of the remedy. Is it safe to assume that the talent is subpar too?
I can't say that totally, because I'm going to still try to answer your question. I think you tell me all the time if, I tell my son or I'm telling the guys what to do and they don't act it out on the field, then that's on the player. And then I come back and tell you that if I'm running the route and they have me double covered, then as a coach, why don't you throw it on the other side? So it's kind of hard to really gauge one to the other. I think I would easily say it's a mutual on both sides. Maybe some things that we should be doing before the schedule or before the season, practice. Maybe we're not taking it as serious as we should. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe, and I hate to say this because, you always tell me all the time, maybe, being arrogant that, I'm supposed to beat a certain person, and then all of a sudden when I see you in this mano, you realize, oh, well, maybe I'm not as good as what I thought it was. Because I actually thought, again, if they saw what happened to him. Now, I saw the game, and if the defensive players and defensive coaches and Coach Bubba and them are not going back and looking at the game that Jackson State played, I can't blame that on the team totally. That's the coach's problem. But if I saw what happened against Southern, then you can't tell me we shouldn't have been able to do some of the same things. So I think it's a combination of both.
Okay, I want to go to a point of reference that you made.
Okay.
That if your top receiver is doubled, why is the coach throwing the ball in their direction? It's not the coach making the throw; it's the quarterback.
Well, no. When I referenced that,
hold on. Wait a minute. I'll let you speak, brother. Let me get my thought out before I forget. Okay. And I understand there are progressions that you go through. You have your first, second, third in most cases. Now, if the quarterback gets that call and his number one look happens to be double covered, then he ought to, if he's got time enough, go to his second look. And if, there's nothing there, then you go to your third if the time permits. Then that fourth option would be to tuck and run or take the sack, okay, or possibly throw the thing away. So once again, and I know coaches are going over this. I've been at 2-a-day practices and the trainings, the off-season training. They go through all the different scenarios, but when you get live ammunition at your head, going over your head, people react differently, which is why I asked you, could it be a combination of suspect coaching and suspect talent?
I would say yes.
Okay. Jack?
I agree with you. It's a combination of the coach and the players. The quarterback has to go through this progression. The coaches need to see, if someone's getting double teamed, then let the quarterback know, hey, our number one guy is getting double teamed, so we need to look elsewhere. And to Ben's point, where is the tight end play? I thought we have a couple of big tight ends that we should be utilizing. So I agree, a combination of both.
Okay, and to answer your question about the slant, Ben, when we are set up in a primarily zone coverage, there are spots or soft spots within zone coverages designed to counter that zone coverage. The zone coverage happens to be for a couple of reasons. Your DBs don't have the speed nor the size to keep up one-on-one in most cases, so you play a zone and everybody is responsible for a certain portion of the field. And that's the way most of your college teams play today. Unless you one of them Power 4 schools, you just got talent up and down your roster. So you play according to that, and them slants are usually quick patterns against the zone to keep that open. The only way you can possibly try to counter that is go to man. Then you risk giving up even bigger plays if that man-on-man is somewhat manipulated.
Yeah, I think Jack was asking. I thought he was talking about from an offensive preview side. That's what I thought he was talking about.
Okay.
No, I was saying what Prince was saying. Our defense was giving up that middle, and we're basically trying to keep everything in front of us, I'm assuming.
Well, in that case, though,
but at the same time, I'm just saying, kind of mix it up. Show them a different look every once in a while if they keep going to the same play.
Yeah, I think it only happened for the most part. I don't want to put numbers out there, like maybe 4 times. One of the times for sure, instead of them having like 2 linebackers, it was almost like one of the linebackers moved up in one of the gaps. And so that made it was just like one linebacker, and he wasn't even dead center. He might have been off to the right or off to the left, so that slant was just wide open. But however, I would just go back and say it's a combination of both. I was at home. I'm telling you, I was so mad. I wasn't gonna punch no holes in the wall because that cost too much money. But I felt I don't remember who the guy. I think his name was something Davis from San Francisco. But do you remember when Mike Singletary told somebody to go to the locker room?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was a couple boneheaded situations that happened. If I was the coach, I'd have just said, Prince, go to the locker room. Even if I lost the game, today was going to be the day I have to go back and regain my authority on the field. Take your stuff, go to the locker room, go talk to your mama, go do your homework, go do whatever you got to do, but you won't be on the field the rest of the day. Just go to the locker room. It was just, there was some mistakes that was just like, come on, man.
So are you saying the team lacks discipline?
I'm saying that there's lack of discipline, and respectfully, I don't want to go too. If you'd asked me after the game, I would have. I'll calm down a little bit. I think there's some loss of control. That's what I'm going to
Okay.
Because I do know. I
said you was pretty hot on Saturday.
I do know. When we talked, I do know one play that I was so irritated that Coach Bubba did. So I hope he hears me. The young man, he missed a field goal that was 50 yards, something like that. But in his missing the ball, Jack, it didn't get up in the air. But if you got some type of football common sense knowledge and you can listen, it sounds like it had hit somebody's hand. It still traveled the distance. It just wasn't up in the air. But that's not the part. The part that made me so mad, and I never really been mad with Coach Bubba on too much, but when the young man came out the field, he was fussing at him. I'm cool. Okay, you fussing at him. But where were you fussing when one of these young men give you it's 3rd and 8, the defense holds them, and then we get a personal foul penalty? Wasn't no fussing on that player. Where is it when the defensive coordinator, we get a personal foul and we running into the kicker, ain't nobody fussing at that player? So I said, I'll be dang. So again, if you are players and you see how coaches are fussing at one person when they make a mistake, but you're not saying nothing to other players, that's how you lose, I believe. That's how you can lose control. Now, Coach Bubba did come back when the guy, I think he came back and he made like a 52 or something, or long field goal, and he kind of patted him on the head. And I said, well, you know what, that looked good, but if the guy remember, you the same guy that was chewing me out just early. You know, and as a football player, anybody who plays sports, you got to shake it off. But I do believe guys look at how you handle different situations. I still say he didn't handle certain situations correctly, and I still say unless Savage was on some type of disciplinary situation, he was sick, he should have been in the game every play, if nothing else, just as a diversion. I think he only had, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 receptions. Now, how do you have your number one option, and he got 2 or 3 receptions?
Well, now you're going back to what you said a couple of weeks ago. They can't keep feeding Savage, and you got to be able to throw to the left and the right. You had made that reference. So
I did make that reference, but the point I'm saying is in cases where he's not even on the bench, so since you brought that up, I'm going to say it like this. If I'm saying Jack is on the left side, he's like the number one option, and we got Spiller on the right side, at least throw the ball over there sometime to Spiller to offset. But if you have Spiller in the game and you have Savage on the bench, you ain't got to worry about the other side. That's hell, he's sitting on the bench. So what I'm saying is at least have him in the game, because everybody says, oh, wow, this guy has speed, he got hands, and if nothing else, just use him as a diversion. But there's no diversion if you're on the bench. None. Okay. You don't have to shift, your defensive concept because he's not on the bench. I mean, he's on the bench, so there's no reason to shift whatsoever. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if I can see that, and I know you tell me all the time, well, Benjamin, if you can see it, you think the coaches don't see it? At this point, Dr. Prince, me and you, Jack, we say a lot of stuff. You remember Oprah in Color Purple?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that little statement she said?
Hell no.
So from now on, when you tell me, do you think the coaches are seeing it? I'm going to start saying, hell no. They don't see it.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Oprah. Do you still see the Panthers going 9-3, winning the West?
See, now you want to start some mess. So
I'm just asking you a legitimate question.
I'm going to say this. I don't see us winning the West. I'll just leave it at that.
Do you see us going 9-3?
I don't see us winning the West, and I'll leave it at that.
Jack,
I answer for him. I don't see us going 9-3.
Yeah. Okay. You're not gonna make me take out my number one saying.
Oh, whoa! I know you didn't just go there with me, Mr. Number One said I'm not going to another game. I'm gonna give my tickets away or even sell them. Is that what you said, Mr. Number One said?
No, I don't recall saying that. But anyway,
oh my God. Oh, hold on, wait, no, you missed.
Hey, listen, whatever I said in my house is my business. Man, don't try to throw no curve. I said, I'm being honest. I said, when I got home, Jack, I promise you, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. I was so pissed off because I felt like if I was a coach, how could I?
Man, you going around the mulberry bush. Just get to the fact. Did you not say that?
I'm not asking your question. Jack, move on. What's the next thing? He's trying to throw a little.
You see what I'm saying? But no, he's Mr. Number One fan.
I'm still number one fan. Jack, what's your point? Because he's trying to throw some dirt. He's trying to spread some gossip. I don't want to hear all that. Leave all the tabloid stuff alone. Leave the tabloid stuff alone.
Wow. Okay.
I knew you were going to try to throw a cheap one, but that's all right.
I'm throwing a cheap one.
Hey, Jack, what you got to say? He's trying to be a Donald Trump right now. So.
Well, last week, Ben, you said for me to do some homework. I did some homework, so I don't know if we want to go over our week picks, the total picks currently after 3 weeks of football.
Well, before we do you have anything else to say, Dr. Prince, as far as your viewpoint, or you pretty good?
No, I'm good, number one fan. You know, you're a hypocrite.
Okay, well, I won't say what you are, but we'll leave it alone. So we can agree that they went over the 50-yard penalties, right?
Yeah. As far penalties, we won the penalty battle, but we only won it by 5 yards.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the three of us were saying we need to go under 50, and so Jack, if we were talking about the fantasy, we'll get to it. I think your running back, if I'm not mistaken, had 2 carries.
Okay, yeah. You talking about Winston?
Yeah, 2 carries. At best, he got 3 carries, but I think he only had 2.
Okay.
So, but I want to go another shift because another thing, since you want to throw people on the table, there was this other thing. There were fans in the stadium, and we were cheering, but I was trying to figure out, did I want to say it? Because I don't really like to say people should get fired and, get a pink slip and all that kind of stuff. But I was listening to Jack before we got on the call, and Prince, Jack said that he heard all of the music throughout the game, and then I brought it to Jack's attention that it wasn't from Prairie. If you are going to be a band director, and if you cannot inspire the band students to play, and if you are going to let these young men and women sit in the stands with their hands under their laps, inside their coat, while the other band is participating, then I believe, and this is not Prince and this is not Jack saying it, this is Benjamin saying it, I believe you need to go on and just put your resignation in. You're not benefiting nobody at Prairie View by letting another school come to our university and play throughout the whole game. And you sitting over there looking at the stars of where Jupiter is and Venus and Mars and all that. There was no enthusiasm from the band whatsoever. So last week we were talking about the fans were not there, but if the fans are cheering and everybody's looking like, man, I'm telling you, all I thought about his drum line, everybody was like bobbing their head, and then I noticed they were bobbing their head, but it was coming from the southern side. And then they would look down to see where we were, and you ain't see nothing. You ain't feel nothing.
And we're playing. We're playing the Flight of the Bumblebee. That's what you're saying? No,
we were playing. No. We were playing Silent Night. That's what we were playing. We weren't playing nothing.
Yeah, we were grooving to Southern's band.
And then I told Prince, I was so mad at Jack after the game. When the game started, we have somebody, he pointed to the dang TV screen because they got him on camera riding a damn horse. What does that got to do? I know it was Cowboy Day, but it was almost like we were set up for failure from the beginning. I'm like, man, come on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, Ben. Man, let me get my thought in, Ben, before I let you talk, brother.
You came back. Okay.
Golly. Look, so it was the theme and the lack of the band play was the setup for failure for the performance.
No. I think we talked about it already. We said poor. I'll clarify. I have said. I think it was poor coaching, and I think poor play from players. I said that. I was also saying that there were fans in the stands that were cheering, but it's hard to really be emotionally cheering when everything around you is like dead. You know, and I said comically, I guess if they have cowboy boots on, they can make noise. And Jack, you know, the alumni and some of the students, whoever they were, that had the little cowboy boots on, they were like making noise and stuff in the stands. Jack, it's funny because you know you didn't come to the game this year. They even unless they snuck them in, Jack, they had people with horns. They blowing horns in the stand, and you know for a fact years past you couldn't blow no horns at least. So people were trying to make some noise. But when you look down and you looking at Silent Night, come on, man. Come on.
So, man, we beat them on the field. We just didn't beat them in the stands. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying as an alumni, God forgive me for what I'm about to say. I'm saying as an alumni, if I could go and dig this man back up, blow breath back in his body, I believe Prof. Edwards would have been better.
Okay.
No one's disputing that. Yeah, but okay.
Could I ask this question, Ben? Let me ask this question in reference to the band. Do you think the band might be a bit too sophisticated?
How?
We're playing the Flight of the Bumblebee. That's
Bruh, no, you said the Bumblebee. I told you they were playing Silent Night, and I'm saying the dang instruments weren't even making no noise.
So as I said, do you think that the band was too sophisticated as taking the higher road or musician etiquette or whatever? That's what I'm asking. Do you think they're too sophisticated?
You know, I have heard people say that, and so my argument with that is we're in a fight. And if the fight is everybody's playing, then I need you to be a part of the fight too. I'm saying if the fight is you want the alumni to come to the game, then we need to see a better product from the coaches. I'm saying if you want the alumni to be cheering, then I need the band to be playing some music. Everybody has to be doing their part. Jack, you know the best part of the band I saw?
What's that?
My daughter pointed it out to me. She's 14 years old. They got some new flags, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best part. My baby said, Dad. I said, what? Look. I'm looking like, what? Pull what? The band got some new flags. I said, well, they ain't not waving them. They ain't putting what? What the flag gonna do? It's gonna fly in there?
Maybe surrender, wave the flag for surrender.
And then why you joking, Prince? Jack, you've been sitting in the stands. We ain't even supposed to have flags in the stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got flags that's flying in the stadium, Jack.
Mm.
So again, I said, oh, so, you know. I mean, it was just, you know, man, I just thought the season was set up for us to do better. I didn't cry, but I did shed a tear while I was driving home. But I was just like, man, this is not what I expected. Hold
on, when is shedding a tear, not crying?
No, I had a shed. It didn't trickle. As long as it don't trickle,
no, did it fall out your eyelid ducts?
It did not. It did.
Yeah,
so it didn't roll down your teeth? It didn't roll down your teeth?
No. So if it don't trickle, that's not a cry. It was just right there in the corner. It was right there in the corner.
If you bat your eye, when you bat your eye, did the tear fall down?
No, I caught it with that index finger, and I got it real quick.
But, that's that misty eye. That misty eye.
Now that was that angry, man. I'm telling you, Jack.
Look, that Jack. That's that we ain't going 9-3.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, man. If you'd have drove down, I think you'd have been.
Jack,
Yes, sir.
I put this on everything I own.
Whatever.
The man said, "I'm not going to another game." I said, "No." Man, you just the hell with it, Prince. I'm not going to another game. I said, "No, you'll be all right." I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Then he gonna tell me I'm stirring up mess. I'm done. Oh man, this dude is something else. But I love him. I love him.
Well, he had to sleep it off. He had to sleep it off.
But you know what I will say? Since I see he want to play dirty, just know I'm taking my gloves off. So you better make sure that I don't have my recording device on too. Since you want to share,
I didn't have no recording device on.
No, hold on. You want to share private conversations that I had with you.
Private conversation.
And you want to, but that's all right. That's all right. I was saying to myself, listeners, I was so offended that I did say exactly what he said. But I want you to know, going forward, don't call me, call him. Anything he say, I'm gonna be sharing it. See, I at least try to keep my emotions to myself. See, I don't share what you tell me. See, listeners, y'all don't hear
but you know why? Because I say what I have to say every day. I say what I have to say every day.
No. I'm not gonna say nothing. But I see how we're gonna roll. See, now you think
you just had to sleep it off. Number one fan had to sleep it off. That's all.
No. Say, hey, Jack, if you think I can remember about Astro World 20 years later, oh no. Just know, Prince. The gloves have been taken off. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, that's fine.
Stuff that you did in 1988. Just know if you hear it back on the call, listeners.
Oh wow. And you know what? Whatever I did in '88, I'll stand up to it. Just like I stand up to it. You don't want to accuse me for being a realist when I try to analyze what our team has and don't have, and you finally got a dose of reality. And man, I ain't going back. I ain't never said I ain't going back. I say it the way I see it, and I leave it alone. Well, you the one caught up in your feelings.
Yeah, well, I was. Saturday night, I was caught up big time. I was. But I did pose a question. So I'm going to say, I just want to know what y'all got to say about this. Do you think it's time for an email to be sent?
Email to who?
Prince, do you think it's time for an email to be sent?
Answer the man's question. Email to who?
Whoever needs to be the email to be sent to.
Well, send one to yourself.
Okay, all right. Oh, man, you want to be all south. Ain't that something?
No, how you talking about? Is it time to say? I don't operate like that. If I have something to say to somebody, I say it to them. I don't go behind no emails.
Well, I'm not in leadership. I'm just asking, do you think it's...
Oh, you in leadership? You're an alumni?
Okay, all right.
You're a season ticket holder?
Okay, yeah, I got rid of him already, so you just told me my tickets are gone. I gave him the Jack. Yeah. Yeah. You won't see me for homecoming. I know that. my who you rooting for after this weekend, because I bought these 10 tickets, I'm going to root for Shadow Creek. That's what I'm rooting for. Shadow Creek.
See, now that don't sound like a number one fan.
Yeah, fair weather, but I'm not going to
No, I know you ain't talking. No.
Okay, I ain't saying that. No.
Oh,
I was Jack. Listen, I was so mad. I said the money that I spent on these damn season tickets, I could get that money to the college of business.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So Dr. Golf, listen to this. If stuff don't get to moving and percolating, I'll put my money and I'll send it to the college of business.
You say percolating. I didn't know this was Maxwell House.
Folgers.
The best part of waking up.
Yeah. Man, I was just so mad, Jack. Oh, I'm still hot.
Yeah.
And then
Jack.
That's how hot I am. You remember when the basketball player wanted to go share some locker room stuff for the Lakers? Okay. You remember who that was? It was
refresh our memory.
It was when one of the basketball players, he was dating a female rapper, and apparently he was telling his teammate how he had cheated, and then the teammate gonna go share all of the information. See, that's exactly what happened. See, I wouldn't do that to you. Me and you, lying brothers, you tell me stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna keep that to yourself. But now, I see how this is gonna roll.
Oh,
move on, Jack, to what you said about the tally or whatever it is, because I see how it is.
Yeah, it's obviously still salty, so let's carry on.
Yeah, let's carry on.
Hey, Jack,
All
what I
right.
was gonna say was, well, they said, well, where's Ben? Him downstairs.
No. Him at home. Him wiping his car. Cutting the grass. Him reading his Sunday school book for tomorrow. That's what him doing.
Jack, him and his feelings right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Jack.
As you would say, I love you, but that was dirty what you did. That's all right.
Oh my God!
I
think, but once again, I'm the bully. I'm the one doing everything. But I'll take it.
No, you ain't take that yet. You gonna take it though. It ain't came yet. It's coming.
Okay.
Be ready.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Carry on, Jack.
Moving forward on our picks through the first 3 weeks, Dr. Prince is leading with a total of 14 correct picks. I'm in second with 13 correct picks, and Ben is a few picks behind at 11 correct picks.
What? But he's a bottom dweller. Him downstairs for real.
Yeah, downstairs is for real.
We don't know if those numbers are correct, but anyway.
No. Hush.
Yeah. Hush. Yeah.
Oh.
Are we gonna pick this week?
Sure.
Yeah, that's on you.
Are we what?
We picking this week. The games this week.
Yeah, I'm going by all our preseason picks. That was my homework assignment, right? So, are we doing the picks from here on out?
Oh, don't worry about it, Jake. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Look, no, he want to go on and pick. He want to restart.
No, I don't have to restart. We good. So since we're talking about picks and stuff, so in our weekly fantasy league, this week or this past week was the beginning of the week, and so we're gonna start with the Tardy Bowl. So Mr. Prince, he's in the Tardy Bowl right now. He came in, his fantasy points was 328. Jack came in second at 418, and the number one fan came in first at
number 4. One. I think you've given that title up, sir.
No, I haven't given it up. After we win Saturday, I'll put my stuff back on. But but I definitely took the cap off Saturday. So Benjamin is first, Jack second, and in the Tardy Bowl is Prince at 328.
And what's your top score? What was your top score for what?
It was, again, mine was 495, yours was 418, and Prince's was 328. And I was joking aside, really Prince didn't do too well because one of his players didn't give any points whatsoever. So if you don't get no points, I mean, what can you expect? So that was Alabama State.
Oh, and Savage too. And Savage only got me minimum.
Well, if you want to go through it, your quarterback did do pretty good. He was a 139 passing. He was a -1 rushing, but he did give you a touchdown. That Alabama State didn't give you anything running back. FAMU running back, he gave you 20 yards rushing, 4 receptions. Again, I mean, come on, man. How can Savage give you 54 yards reception? I don't know. I mean, the coach, the wide receiver coach, the offensive coordinator, that's just unacceptable. Gramblin's wide receiver gave you 22. You came back, Valley, their wide receiver. Now listen to this. Coach Wheaton, the wide receiver coach, if a Valley wide receiver can get 106, you can't tell me that Savage is going to get 54, but I'll leave that alone. FAMU gave you 4 field goals, for 12 points, and you were negative 34 points because FAMU gave up 34 points. So that's how you got yours. Jack, you had the best quarterback. FAMU's quarterback gave you 228 yards passing. He was a negative 15 yards rushing. Your running back from Southern gave you 77 plus 3 yards reception. Again, Connor Wisham, 2 yards rushing. 2. I mean, that means he could have been like Jalen Hurts. Somebody could have just pushed him for 3 yards, but we only get 2 yards rushing. He gets 5 yards passing. Your other one for Southern, Rhymes, gave you 55 yards rushing. He did score a touchdown. He got 10 yards passing, and he scored a touchdown receiving also. You didn't do too good. Alabama A&M wide receiver didn't give you anything. And then FAMU's wide receiver gave you 20. You had 2 extra points, 1 fumble recovery, but Alabama State gave up 41 points, so that's kind of how you get yours. And then Benjamin, the number 1 fan, Cam, I believe in you. We just missed that 1 touchdown because the damn wide receiver failed, but it is what it is. He was 193 passing. He had a plus 37 yards rushing. He did throw 2 touchdowns. Alabama A&M gave me 29 rushing. Jackson State gave me 39. But FAMU, thank you, Lord. That wide receiver gave me 5 yards rushing, plus he gave me 144. Coach Eaton, excuse me. We got Savage on our team. He getting 54, but other people getting 100. But this guy gave FAMU 141, so that was good for me. The guy for Grambling gave me 44 yards receiving, negative 2 yards rushing, and then Fally, I got 30 yards from him. I got 2 extra points, 4 field goals. So, but I was a negative 41 points because Jackson State did lose to Grambling. Man, I'm just saying, man, there's no way in the world, man. If I was Savage, there's no way in the world I'm supposed to just get 54 yards. It's just 54 yards. He got 2 receptions for 54 yards.
That's actually good average, though.
It might be good average, but it ain't. The average ain't, no. And I did say that, you can't force the ball to him, but he needs the ball more than 2 times. He needs to be on drum line. I want my best player on the field, Coach. And so I don't know what Bubba's going to do, but he needs to have his best players on the field.
Well, let me ask you guys this question. I know picks have been made. How do you see this weekend's matchup against Grambling coming out?
I'm going to stick with what my pick. I'm going with an upset. We're going to shock the world.
What was your pick again? Let me look.
I didn't pick Grambling.
What did we say? Yeah.
I picked PD.
Right. I think we all did.
I think Coach Wheaton and Coach Bubble, they're gonna be somewhere and they're gonna say, it was a dude that, man, he was talking about us crazy. And Savage, I predict, my prediction of the week, that Savage will have at least 20 passes thrown his way. And
man, 20 passes? Are you crazy?
I predict 20 passes thrown in his direction. And I predict that he's going to catch at least between 15 to 13 passes this week.
Ben.
Yes, sir.
Are you serious right now?
Was I serious when I said Cam was going to throw 3 touchdowns, no interception?
Okay, brother.
So I didn't say he was going to catch 20. I said they're going to throw in his direction 20.
Okay.
I believe.
You realize they average probably 25, 30 receptions a game, attempts a game?
I realize this. If you want to win, you better start using your horses.
Okay.
You can't. Hey, you know why the horse track on the Beltway in Houston is about to close down?
Why is that?
Because instead of them having thoroughbreds, they running quarter horses. They running midgets. Ain't nobody coming to go see no midgets. We want to see the stars. And so if they want to win the game, they better start using all of their horses. That's all I'm saying. So I predict his receptions will be somewhere between 10 to 13, which ought to help you out. So I'm saying your wide receiver should get between 10 to 13 receptions this game.
Okay. Jack, you have anything to add?
I agree with you, Brother Prince, that it's a must-win. It's a must-win this weekend. And this weekend is really going to tell us, give us a foreshadow of what the rest of the season is going to be like. So we'll see what kind of moxie, what type of backbone resilience that our Panthers have based on this weekend's game at the Cotton Bowl.
Hey, Prince,
yes, sir.
Would you like to trade Savage to me this week?
No, sir.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going all in. If I'm playing poker, I'm going all in this week.
Okay, then. Okay. Do you have any closing thoughts while we're at this? We'll let you start, Mr. Jack, then we'll go to Ben.
Yeah, that was my closing thoughts. Was this is a weekend that's going to determine a lot of things about our season. So, do we have the resilience? Do we have the backbone? Do we have the moxie to get up? Because we're on the ground, we're on the canvas right now, on the 10 count. Are we going to get up or not? So,
Mr. Number 2 fan.
I won't be at the game this week, but I will be cheering for them. But I won't be at the game this week.
That's your closing thoughts?
For right now, that's all I can think of.
Okay. Well, we do know that this is a critical game, and it's probably letting us come to the realization that as much high hopes that we have for our Panthers, could be a combination of things. Maybe we had too much expectation. Maybe there needs to be some adjustment to the philosophy and approach from the schematic set. Maybe the talent is not where we thought it should be or could be. Just maybe the team is just not that good. But whatever the case is, the Panthers are 0-2 in conference play. And I can safely project this, being said he's going all out. If, for whatever reason, the Panthers come up short this weekend, that's a wrap for PV Nation this season. Not saying that the team is going to quit, but your fan support is going to dwindle in a great deal. There's going to be a lot of pressure on this game. Grambling coming in flying high off an impressive win over Jackson State. Mickey Joseph, the new first-year coach for the Tigers, are going to come in there trying to, set the tone to make things happen for G Nation. And all you can do is hope that Prairie View fight like hell to win, to come out with it. But nonetheless, we'll provide the coverage, our feedback from Ben, Jack, and myself on our beloved Panthers. Even though the Panthers are in a deep end of the pool right now, brother, it look like they forgot how to swim. So we shall see. And for Ben, Jack, and myself, I want to remind you guys that you can follow me on Twitter, X, at the Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and do visit our website at obnradio.com. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.